Hey guys, it's Tim from Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and we're here again on a Monday night with our Monday Night Raw review, March 5th, 2018. And before we get started with that, I do have one thing I want to talk about really quick. Let me get the image up here on the screen. I didn't have it set. Hold on, guys. We got some news, non-WWE news, that I want to just touch on really fast. But why I get this up here, Nick, what's going on?
What is going on, my guys? How are you doing? It is another Monday, and we are doing another Monday Night Raw review, and I haven't said hi to anyone in chat because I don't have it loaded on my computer. But, pretty decent episode of Monday Night Raw. Felt very scripted, promo heavy, but the last couple weeks of Raw have kind of looked like that. And Tim, do you have the image on the screen yet? 'Cause
I'm ready.
Still not there. All right, go ahead and do your plug.
All right, so tonight on the newest episode of Being the Elite, as you see, they have announced the location. The location for All In will be taking place from Chicago, Illinois in the Sears Center Arena. The show was originally announced for September 1st, and now we do know where it's taking place. Nothing else has been announced. There is a rumor that they may do a meet and greet either the morning of or the day before at the Pro Wrestling Tees store, and there's a rumor also they may try to broadcast it live, but all that is just rumors right now. So if we do hear anything else on the All In show and when it's going to, not when it's going to take place, we know when it's going to take place, but any other details like matches and more superstars that are going to be wrestling there, we'll let you guys know. But back to Monday Night Raw.
Back to Monday Night Raw, my guys. What is this? Live chat replay. Oh, they're announcing me about it.
What I told you about it earlier, yeah.
Exactly. So Monday Night Raw happened. There was a match that happened for the first time in WWE history. Two matches that happened for the first time in WWE history.
Two?
Yeah.
Were there two?
The Symphony of Destruction match
right.
And John Cena versus Goldust. That's never happened.
Oh, I thought you were talking like another gimmick.
No, well, Goldust is just a walking gimmick, dude.
Yeah, I was so confused because at first, I mean, we'll talk about it in a second, but I thought Goldust like wanted to be his manager or something when he first started talking.
I would have liked that a lot. That would
the way he was talking, he was like, "I'll be your director," and I was like, "You're gonna manage him?" And then he uppercut him and missed by like 16 feet. Why did I say centimeters?
Well, let's kick it off with what started the show.
So Monday Night Raw kicks off, and boom, out comes General Manager Kurt Angle, and he goes, I'm not in GM mode right now because
He's not the game mode.
Nope. No one's in GM mode anymore unless you got some old school WWE games. Anyways, he basically says, I want Triple H after what he did to me last week. I told Triple H after Survivor Series, if you touch me again, I'm going to have to take action. And instead of Triple H coming out, Stephanie comes out. Stephanie goes, naturally. Oh, well, unfortunately, Kurt, Triple H can't come out here because he hasn't arrived yet. Like, oh, really? So you guys don't travel together? Whatever.
Yeah, sorry, we took separate cars today. I was a little mad at him. He didn't do his midnight workout on Instagram.
Oh, Lord. So as she says that, Ronda comes out.
And give it to me.
And Ronda Rousey has the biggest, cheesiest grin on her face. Because the crowd's just going nuts for her, so she can't hide it. She can't fight it.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it the kind of grin that's like, oh, I'm so happy to be here? The grin that's like, I'm grinning because I'm going to go beat your ass. Like the same way.
It looked like I'm supposed to look badass, but I just can't fight smiling because these people are just, they popped for her pretty well. And so, like, she just had that grin. But then at the same time, she went around the entire ringside and high-fived everybody. So, I don't know. It was funny, though. She jumps in the ring, and Stephanie looks at this one kid in the front row and goes, I think you missed one. And Ronda goes, it's okay. I'll get you when we're done.
That's what I tell the Girl Scout cookies outside my store.
Oh, Lord.
I never do.
So, Ronda gets in the ring, and she's like, I get a match at WrestleMania, and per my contract, it says I get to choose who my opponent is. And Stephanie goes, well, for the most part, you can choose anyone that's not a champion, and your opponent has to be on the current active roster. And so Ronda kind of messed up here. Stephanie goes, wait, before anything, let's get a drum roll. Can we cue up a drum roll? And as soon as, before we even barely hear the the first two notes, and then Ronda just all of a sudden goes, I want you. Like random, she didn't wait for the drum roll. She just goes, I want you.
You know what? I listening to that, I don't think she messed up. I think it was like she didn't want the drum roll. She's like, I want to fight you, Stephanie. She like, I don't want theatrics. I want to fight you. I don't care about a drum roll. I care about saying that I want to beat your ass.
It's just the way the way it came off to me was like she wasn't sure where her cue was supposed to be with the drum roll, so she just said it. Because it was just awkward. Anyways.
I mean,
so Stephanie's kind of looking at her like, oh, that can't happen, that can happen. And then Kurt was going to, make the match official. And Triple H comes out and goes, hey, can't do this. Stephanie is an executive. And so Kurt goes, well, yes, she does have one contract that says she's an executive, but she has a second contract that says that she is a superstar. And so Triple H is just kind of like, oh, crap. And he goes, and I know somebody else with 2 contracts, and that's you. And so he goes, Ronda, if I may make a little suggestion, how about it's me and you versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon at WrestleMania? And so Ronda agrees, and Triple H makes the match, and Stephanie says nothing about it. Now, here's my one gripe. Stephanie...
I think I know what you're going to say.
Kurt's the general manager. Stephanie is the commissioner. Who is whose boss?
Triple H.
No. Between Stephanie and Triple H. Stephanie and Triple H. I mean, Stephanie and Kurt. Who's boss?
So, what is Stephanie?
The commissioner. Kurt's the GM.
Isn't it usually commissioners higher than GM?
Yes. So, couldn't Steph just say, Kurt, I'm your boss. I'm vetoing that match. I don't want to do it. No, hear me out.
That would make too much. Tim, that would make too much sense.
I put that on Twitter, and somebody goes, well, there's a clause in the contracts that say that the general managers can make matches and no one can da-da-da-da-da. I go, really? Because Daniel Bryan tried to make Jinder Mahal versus Bobby Roode for Fastlane, and Shane McMahon says, sorry, Daniel, but I'm going to veto your match here and put Randy Orton in there instead of Mahal.
Dude,
so there's already a precedent of it.
Was that also the same person that said, like, someone that replied, like, because SmackDown's just a weird place.
I believe so.
SmackDown is just a wrong place. And to its credit, the more I've been thinking about this whole Ronda Rousey thing, God, it would work so much better if the crowd started booing her more. Because you notice that when the crowd gives her a warm reaction, she's too nervous. But when the crowd fucking doesn't give her a reaction or is silent, then they are she's much more comfortable. That first time on the mic,
right.
She's talking. She's like, "I will rip your arm out of socket." That's when the crowd was just like kind of like lukewarmish. They didn't really care. And tonight she got that big pop, and she's like, "Oh, holy shit, a big pop!" And it takes a while to get used to that to cut a promo, and I think she's gonna be fine. I just think, man, I really hope at some point she gets a heel run. I hope her tenure she gets a heel run. She deserves it.
So going forward, they announced the match. Triple H and Kurt Angle start throwing hands. Stephanie, Ronda kind of go face-to-face for a second. Stephanie runs out of the ring. Kurt tries to put the ankle lock on Triple H. Triple H gets out of that, and it was funny. Stephanie goes to run out of the ring. She runs out of the ring, runs through the crowd, and her boobs are bouncing so hard I thought she was going to knock herself out.
Wow, that was a statement that you had just said.
I said it.
All right.
And so
that's the show, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Good night.
The weird thing, though, so she runs off and she disappears in the crowd, right? Come back to the ring. Triple H and Kurt are still going at it. Kurt finally gets the ankle lock, and all of a sudden, it's like freaking Bray Wyatt magic. Stephanie's back at ringside all of a sudden, pulling Triple H out of the ring.
Yeah, that happens.
Like, where'd she come from? She disappeared. Bray Wyatt magic, as I'm calling it.
I mean, Bray Wyatt's a pretty magical man, I may say.
So she pulls Triple H out of the ring. She gets in the ring. Ronda and her go at it. Ronda grabs her, puts her up, hits her, slams her down with a Samoan drop. Kurt and Ronda leave. Triple H back in the ring, and yeah, they show them all beat up.
That Samoan drop look a little fucking dirty.
It was just more of a I'm just gonna fall and you're gonna take this kind of thing.
Exactly. She's like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but you better like it.
All right. So then we then had Asuka versus Nia Jax. And
oh, fuck. Again?
Well, they announced it last week that we were going to get it again. And the whole thing, I don't know what the hell they're doing with Nia, but they really just ruined her from being some badass monster character. especially with
How
what
did
they
it?
do later. I'm going to get to that. Her and Alexa just ruined the entire Nia Jax character. So
I'm excited.
basically, the whole match is basically like every other Asuka-Nia match. Nia kind of gets it controlled, then Asuka fires back. Then Nia uses her power. Then Asuka finally gets her in a submission hold. Asuka had her in the armbar for I don't know how long it was, for quite a while. Then finally, Nia had to tap out. And so after the match, Asuka just disappears. She leaves, and the cameras are just focused on Nia. And Nia's holding her elbow and her arm, and she's kind of crying like, I can't believe I lost again. I can't believe I lost again. And she's in the ring for about a minute and a half, almost 2 minutes. Finally, she gets out of the ring. Cameras are right in her face. And so she's all sad, and the crowd's kind of not really sure how to react, as they were for most of tonight. They weren't sure how to react to a lot of things. And then we just see Nia walk up the ramp, holding her arm, trying not to cry, and she goes to the back.
Think she could be actually legit hurt, and they're just trying to play it off?
I don't think so. We then got a interview segment with Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. It wasn't really an interview segment. It was just more like their reaction to after the match. And then they screwed the Raw Tag Team division yet again. It was the Revival versus the Bar. If the Revival win, they get a tag title match at WrestleMania. If they don't,
All right,
they
I'm
don't.
I'm gonna say this. I didn't get a chance to watch that match. Please tell me that the Revival fucking won.
It was a nothing match and the Bar won. To me, it was a fucking... It was just a Raw tag team match with nothing special at all.
What's going on with this tag division? You've got the Revival, who are probably the modern day answer to the Four Horsemen, but two guys.
Right, Arn and Tully.
Arn and Tully. I mean, they've got the athleticism, they've got the wrestling ability, they got the knowledge, they got the mic skills. You've got money in the Revival, and I mean, shit, for what the Bar has left and for how they started and how they became, they're a money tag team too. You got Titus Worldwide, who they started to get a little tiny bit of a push that they really deserved, and it showed because the crowd started to get behind them. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, like
They were so good. The tag division is so stacked on both brands, and yet they do nothing.
Yeah, no. So match begins. Sheamus and Dawson are in there throwing elbows. Sheamus then applies a headlock. One point, Sheamus allowed Dawson to hit him with a stunner from the ropes. Wilder then tags in and catches Sheamus with a roll-up for a near fall. Go to commercial break. As we come back, Sheamus nails Dawson with a few kicks. Cesaro tags in. Cesaro hits Dawson with a destruction device for a near fall. Later on in the match, Sheamus and Dawson are in there, and Dawson puts a choke on Sheamus. Dawson slows things down, further wrenching on Sheamus' arm. Sheamus gets free and tags in Cesaro. Cesaro then gets hit by Dawson with a DDT for a near fall, recovers and hits a European uppercut. Sheamus then tags in, nails Dawson with a knee strike. Wilder then interferes, and he prevents the Bar from hitting Dawson with their tag team finisher. Sheamus then crashes into the ring post, tagging in Cesaro. The Revival hits Cesaro with a superplex into a splash for a near fall. Dawson tags in just as Sheamus hits a brogue kick on Wilder. Cesaro hits the neutralizer, 3 count.
When was the last time he hit a neutralizer?
It's actually been a bit. For the actual finish, but yeah, no, I mean the match
I like
to
the
me,
neutralizer.
to me, it was
a tag
a
match.
little bit, I mean, maybe a little above average, but it was basically every other Raw tag match we've seen. The challenging team, Sheamus and Cesaro do well for the first half. Then the challenging team takes control, first half it's like really back and forth. Then the challenging team takes control for a little bit, and then all of a sudden at the end, boom, Sheamus and Cesaro get it. It's like every other match that they've had over the last 3 or 4 months.
I don't know, man. I really don't know what's happening with this tag division.
Yeah, it's starting to
look weak, man.
Are they trying to do a multi-person or a multi-team tag team match? Because if that's the case, what the hell is this even for? You've already told us that the Bar can beat all these other tag teams.
I don't know.
That's the thing here. It's like, if you're going to say, well, we're going to put Titus Worldwide and the Revival and Gallows and Anderson all in there against the Bar, why? The Bar's beat all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I know on Twitter they were like, oh my God, the only tag team left are the Hardys. But it looks like Matt and Bray are going all the way to Mania with this Ultimate Deletion.
So was it called Ultimate Deletion? Because wasn't it called that in TNA?
No, TNA called it Final Deletion.
Final Deletion.
Final Deletion. And they had one other one. I can't remember exactly what they called it. Let me know in chat. You guys probably tell me. I know they had Tag Team Apocalypto. Total Nonstop Deletion. That's what it was. Total Nonstop Deletion was
T&D?
Total Nonstop Deletion was the name of the episode, and the match they did was Tag Team Apocalypto.
Can I just mention something I just saw in chat that I absolutely just fucking despise?
What?
Can you guys just stop with the Vince is out of touch?
Right.
Were you fucking saying that he was out of touch with that gauntlet match when that happened? Were you saying he was out of touch when all of you were fucking, oh my God, Seth Rollins had the greatest performance of all time. That was incredible. You know whose idea that was? That was Vince's. Dude's not out of touch because you're still watching the product today.
Right.
Now, that's my fucking hot take for the evening.
And so they were teasing throughout the beginning of the show, John Cena will be on Raw tonight live to let us know his plans to make it to WrestleMania. And Corey Graves goes, I'm so excited to hear what John Cena's plans are. It's like, Corey, you were ringside when he made it into the six-pack challenge on SmackDown, dummy.
You fucking commented. You commentated the match.
He was sitting ringside on commentary, and he literally, like, Michael Cole was like, well, at first, there was a couple production blunders here tonight. The first one was they're trying to say later on tonight, Braun Strowman versus Elias in the Symphony of Destruction match, but on the screen is John Cena and his big announcement. And so you hear Michael Cole, he goes, tonight, Elias, Braun Strowman, Symphony of Destruction, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then all of a sudden, I guess someone in his ear goes, wrong graphic on the screen. So he just goes, and John Cena will announce his WrestleMania plans.
Jesus Christ.
So it's just funny because Corey's like, I'm so excited to hear what Cena has to say tonight about his path to WrestleMania. And I'm just like, Graves, Johnny Bravo lookalike. Like, you were sitting there when he beat AJ on Tuesday, dummy.
I don't know.
So, go to commercial and hey, John Cena comes out. So John Cena comes out and he's like, pretending like nobody watches SmackDown. He was like, this past week on SmackDown, I declared that I wanted a chance to be a 17-time WWE champion and go into WrestleMania as the champion. And so I earned my way into a six-pack challenge at Fastlane. And he goes on to say, he beat AJ. Now he's going to go beat all these other guys at Fastlane. He's going to walk into WrestleMania as the champion. And he goes, and then I hope AJ Styles does ask for his rematch, but I want him to ask for it at WrestleMania so it can be a triple threat match with myself defending against both AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm like, bro, you ain't winning on Sunday.
Yeah, no, he is not winning. And then,
then all of a sudden, Goldust music hits. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Goldust? Like, this is the most random thing. And it was the most random thing ever. So Goldust comes down with a microphone, and he starts spewing some stuff. He's like, on the silver screen, you are the main attraction. You are the star of the show. But I'm here to shut that down as the director, as your director. And I'm like, your director? So are you going to be his manager now? And he was like, I will shut down your path to WrestleMania. And I'm like, okay, is it Goldust versus John Cena at WrestleMania? He said something along the lines of, I've never had my big moment or whatever at WrestleMania, and now you're not going to have yours. And I'm like, didn't you have a, talked about match forever against Roddy Piper?
That's very true.
Anyway, so he basically says, I'm going to stop your path to WrestleMania. And Cena does the Kurt Angle thing where he just kind of looks off, and then Goldust uppercuts him.
Clearly missed by 97 feet.
He did. You can see the freaking gap between his hand and Cena. I don't know if maybe Cena took the bump too early and just fell for it too quick, or he's just that off. But anyways.
Kind of like when Cena took that 4-minute long, or not Cena, Batista took that 17-minute late bump.
Oh, yeah.
Against Mark Henry. That was my favorite.
So we go to commercial break, and I'm like, okay, that means Goldust versus John Cena now. We come back. Mid-match, John Cena, Goldust. I'm like, oh, cool. And I didn't really get to see most of this match because my TV started glitching out on me. But basically, John Cena defeated Goldust. At the end, Goldust caught Cena with a low blow out of nowhere for a near fall. Cena recovered again, and he nails Goldust with a shoulder tackle, then a 5-knuckle shuffle, AA 3 count.
5 Nucky Shuffy. I'm into it.
So then we go backstage. Kurt Angle is in his office with Elias, and Elias is playing the guitar. Elias wants Angle to cancel the Symphony of Destruction match, and Angle says, you know what, based off of last week with you running away, this is now false count anywhere.
How about this? Here's the thing. A little bit of trivia for chat. Without using Google, what band performed the song Symphony of Destruction? Tim, do you know?
I have no clue.
I do.
It's not country music, so I probably don't know.
First one to get it wins absolutely nothing, but you get the privilege of being the first one to be correct.
All right, so then we see Bayley backstage getting ready for her match later on with Mandy Rose, and then we get the announcement that old Hillbilly Jim going into the Hall of Fame.
What a weird dude.
And a lot of people are shocked because, even myself, when I first heard the name Hillbilly Jim, I was like, ain't he already in the Hall of Fame? But apparently not.
Derek Myers got it with Megadeth.
Megadeth,
job.
Nice. Yeah, I wouldn't have known that.
You should, because it's good music.
Charlie Caruso then interviews Bayley before her match. Bayley says that this was every woman for herself at the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber, but Absolution then interrupted. She said, Paige goes on to say, Bayley, there's strength in numbers, and me and my girls are here, and I'm glad that you've grown a backbone and you've stood up against Sasha, because, she calls her Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, but unfortunately, there are strength in numbers. And then Mandy Rose just comes down for the match. So it's like, okay, well, I bet you they're going to, whatever. So it was an okay match. Mandy Rose is in there. Nothing against Mandy Rose. You can see that she's green, and maybe she needs somebody a little better than Bayley to help her get better. But pretty basic match. At one point, Bayley got Rose into the corner, landed some shoulders, go to commercial, come back from commercial, and Rose is holding Bayley in a chin lock. Bayley fights back and fakes to go for a suplex before hitting a forearm strike for a near fall. Bayley fights back again and catches Rose with a roll-up. Again, another near fall. Rose recovers. She crushes Bayley with a flying knee for a near fall. She then mounts Bayley and just starts striking on her from the top. Bayley then finally gets up and gets Rose trapped in the ropes. Bayley then hits Rose with an axe handle smash. Bayley gets Rose in the corner and smashes her face into the top turnbuckle.
Ow. That genuinely sounds... All right. Well, Richard Hoffman, thanks for the comment, but I'm going to have to go ahead and say bye.
Jesus.
Fuck me, dude. I'm sorry.
Sonya Deville then interferes. Bayley's... Wow.
That just fucking broke me, dude.
A little bit here, too.
I mean, same, but I just don't want it in my chat.
Jeez, I'm not even going to read it out loud. Anyways, Sonya Deville interrupts, tries to interfere. Bayley still catches Rose with a roll-up for a 3 count. Sonya Deville then runs in, and her and Mandy Rose double team on Bayley again, keeping Paige away from any kind of action as possible. Sasha then runs down for the save, and then it gets a little awkward. So Sasha comes down, and Bayley had just won the match, but her music never plays. Sasha comes down, saves Bayley from a 2-on-1 attack, and then she raises Bayley's hand. But whose music plays? Sasha Banks. And Corey Graves had a great line here. He goes, there's Sasha Banks again, trying to steal the glory from somebody else, make it all about her.
Mm-hmm.
And so, she's in there, and she's like, Bayley, give me a hug. Let's just crush things. And Bayley just pushes her, like, no. Walks off. Sasha's standing in the ring. She kept switching between the confused what just happened and the I'm gonna whoop your ass look.
Oh. Well, let me say something about Absolution real quick before we move on here.
Mm-hmm.
I think now that Paige, she's most likely not gonna wrestle.
No. WWE's not gonna allow her to wrestle in their company.
I think you just fucking do away with Absolution as quick as possible.
I mean, yes and no. It's a way to, not have to freeze.
It's a way to grow. It's a way to grow.
Well, and not have to freeze Paige's contract. You keep her going out there every week, and she gets to work off her contract, cutting the promos for Mandy and Sonya, who may not be ready to cut promos on the main roster. And that way, it's not like a Daniel Bryan or a Neville situation where, well, you're not going to work. We're gonna just put your contract on hold until we can find something for you. That way, at least she can work off her contract and get out.
I mean, it'd be cool to see something like a women's division ambassador or something like that. Give her like a legitimate role as part of the women's division, not just a ringleader of Absolution. Give her like a meaningful role, because I think she could probably do well in that. I mean, her promo skills are fantastic.
Oh yeah,
she can really get a crowd into it, and something like that. I mean, she could even manage one of the. She could probably manage a fellow on the roster. I don't know.
I know she's already looking forward past WWE. She's got her own clothing line. They opened a physical storefront in Anaheim, California to sell her clothes. So she's already looking past WWE.
Hey, let's put it this way. I own one of the shirts.
Which one?
It's literally just like a photo of her on it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the one with a big old photo of Noelle Foley.
No, not that one. No.
All right. So we then get a video for Women's History Month, and then they killed Nia's character.
It's like, Happy Women's History Month. Fuck you, Nia Jax.
So we go backstage, and Nia is sitting in the locker room, and she's got ice on her elbow, and Alexa and Mickey are there. Well, they walk up. And Alexa goes, all right, Mickey, I think I've got this. We'll be okay. So Mickey's just like, okay, I got my 3 seconds on TV. Let me go home. Whatever. Oof. So she's sitting there, and she just, at first, she's like, it's going to be okay, Nia. Everything's going to be fine. And then she just starts going on about how people talk bad about Nia and her weight and the way she looks and this and that and all the body shaming stuff that Nia's been fighting against on social media, the stuff that she shot down Grimm's toy show for. And Nia's just sitting there, and the camera's zooming in and zooming in and zooming in as she is crying, and tears are just coming out of her eye sockets, and Alexa just never shuts up. And,
yeah, that's
and
fucking
the camera just
stupid.
gets closer and closer to where they can't get any closer. And Alexa's just talking about how people talk about her behind her back and talk about her when they see her on the streets and this and that. She just doesn't shut the hell up, and it just ends.
Now, here's what I'll say.
Now, Derek Meyer says Jax did kill the promo. Jax didn't kill nothing. The whole premise of that segment killed her character, as far as her being a badass that can just go out there and run everybody over because she is bigger than all the other girls. She is stronger than all the other girls.
She's not like most girls.
Right. And for them to do this with her quote unquote best friend.
Okay. So to me, when I got from this, when I got from listening to it and the vibe from it, it's obvious that what's being set up is Nia eventually having that match against Bliss, right?
Right.
Now, the way they went about it, completely wrong.
Oh, yeah.
It made Nia just look like shit, but I think it made her look like shit in the process of also building her up at the same time, because they're saying, oh, people talk this about you, people say this about you, we all talk shit about you, and that's going to give Nia that, like, you know what, I don't care, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to prove everybody wrong. I see what they're trying to do, and I appreciate what they're trying to do, but they're just not going about it in a way that makes sense.
Here's something.
This came out of left field.
Oh, if this would have
if this would have slowly built up over like a week or so, okay. It's uncomfortable when out of the blue, when someone's backstage in nursing injury, and they're like, "Man, Nia, you're fucking garbage." It's just like, that went out wrong.
Now
it didn't go out well.
Tyler Joseph Smith in the chat says, so
TJS
babyface Nia versus heel Alexa at Mania, and it's basically like Alexa's the mean girl and Nia's got to stand up for herself now.
Yeah, that's exactly what's the plan, my guy.
But Nia is
it's not gonna be face Nia. It won't be face Nia.
But no. If Alexa's supposed to be the mean girl, it's trying to get under Nia's skin and all that. Alexa's 5'0". Nia's like almost 6 foot tall. Who are you really gonna believe is gonna win this match? No one's gonna think that Alexa's got a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, I just, like you said, they went about it completely wrong.
Yeah,
Especially with like the stuff that just happened with Nia on Twitter with Grimm and him calling her names, so she calls him out, and it's just the timing of all this.
Yeah, it's just.
And she's gone on like over the last year. She's had I don't know how many posts on like Instagram and stuff about I've heard it all. I don't care. My body, this and that. And I'm proud of what I look like and what and
I think that's what they're going for in the storyline is like the message is, be proud, and the way they're gonna the way they're gonna achieve that message is have Nia, the one that's getting bullied, stand up for herself. And I think that's fine the way they're going about it.
The bully be bigger than the one being bullied is my thing.
No, because I think if you look at a normal high school type scenario, it's always the
bigger jock kid is bullying the little geek.
Yeah, there you go. And
but Nia's like, I don't know. I think we're looking too much into this.
And because from a girl standpoint, it's always the petite, smaller girls making fun of the larger girls.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
From a girl standpoint, it's like
I guess I didn't think of it like that.
Petite, then you're a freak. So,
but the thing though is Nia's been built up so strong as this just I can run through anybody except Asuka. Ooh, Alfredo sauce. No, we're not gonna have any of that.
Oh, I mean, Alfredo sauce. Fuck you. How about that, my guy? Thanks for coming, though.
All right. So moving forward, we then get a recap.
My favorite thing. Hold on. My favorite thing is like, man, this is really bad the way they just did this. And that guy just thought, yeah, let me just say exactly what they said on TV in the chat.
Basically.
Yeah, the preppy girl is Alexa, the outcast is Nia.
Exactly.
TJS. I'm only going to call you TJS because it's going to be too long to say Tyler Joseph Smith. Who uses 3 names, my guy? Come on.
Sean Ross Sapp. He's got 3 names.
Sean Ross Sapp.
Hey, cheap plug. If you guys want to go check out some great combat fighting, I guess it's all around combat fighting news, wrestling, MMA, boxing, go check out our buddies over at Fightful.com. You can also find them on Twitter, Fightful Online. They're great. They post so much news, and if you like more than just pro wrestling, you like boxing, you like MMA, you can get it all in one stop.
So there you go. Go check them out.
All right, back here we get I guess you could say, as best as they could, edited recap of the Ronda, Kurt, Stephanie, and Triple H thing because it was very awkward when they did the whole.
Did we really need a fucking recap of it though? Did we?
No, it was funny though.
What is up with these recaps lately?
Because remember how earlier I said that it sounded like Ronda kind of missed her cue when she was just like, I want you. So when they edited it together from when she said, my opponent at WrestleMania, or who I want to fight at WrestleMania, and then that, it was just kind of like, who I want to fight at WrestleMania, I want you. Because the way they like didn't have any way to like smoothly edit it together, it was funny.
That's fine, dude. It's okay. She's gonna be fine.
Yeah. It was just I found it funny. As somebody that edits audio all day, every day.
Love Uncle, you're so fucking right, dude.
They should, but I don't know what they're going to do with Braun now that it's just a triple threat.
Elias should win on the Andre the Giant. That's what I was talking about.
Unless they have Braun. Ooh, here's my idea.
No, you do not put Braun in that. We'll talk about that when we get to the Braun stuff. We'll talk about that when we get to Braun and Elias.
That is up next.
Oh, well, let's go over what happened first, and then we'll talk about it.
So they first did a Braun selfie promo video.
God, that was tough for you.
Basically said he was going to win tonight, and then we see Elias backstage, come back from commercial, and Elias is playing the piano.
Oh, that's fucking sing me a song, Mr.
Not
Piano
great,
Man.
But not bad. Better than probably most of us here watching Raw.
I play piano.
I mean, I used to know how to play because when I did Drumline, we had to know how to play like the xylophone and stuff.
You ever watch the movie?
I've seen both movies multiple times.
They're bad movies.
What? The first one's great. The second one's not great, but not bad. Well, I like them both. First one's great with freaking. Anyways, so Elias goes out there and he starts playing the piano, and then he jumps to the drums, and he's like, "I'm not just." Oh, he says something to do. Basically, I don't only have one trick or something like that. And so he does the piano, and then he plays the drums, and then he plays the guitar. And so then he goes down to the ring and he goes, I want a real introduction. And so the lights go down, and then JoJo again, ladies and gentlemen, Elias. And so the spotlight goes, and he's gone. The lights come back on, and they're like, where's Elias? And all of a sudden, Elias is running out the building. Runs through the backstage area, runs outside. There's a car. He jumps in the car, and he starts it up, and he hits the gas, but the car goes nowhere. Camera pans out, and Braun is literally holding the car as Elias is mashing the gas. This strong country motherfucker.
Which is just, if you want to book Braun Strong, you have him lift up a fucking car that another human being is in. This man has lifted
as the wheels are spinning as fast as they can.
This man has lifted an ambulance, a semi truck.
Now, granted, the ambulance and the semi truck were probably gimmicked to help him push them over, but this freaking car was, I doubt it was gimmicked.
Another thing,
he just grabbed it under the trunk and just lifted.
My man lifted an entire announce table. Oh my God, he can just play the fucking Serenade Me with the cello all night long, or the double bass. But God, Braun Strowman's probably one of the greatest that WWE has at this moment.
Yes, and for his size, he's pretty quick.
Exactly. Have you seen his drop kicks? His shotgun drop kicks?
Because once Elias realized what was going on, he just dipped out of that car and ran back in the building. And when Braun went to run after him, I don't know if I could almost run that fast. The way Braun was just like, shoo, right towards,
on top of that limo.
Huh?
It's like when you ran on top of that limo.
Basically. But no, Elias runs in, he tries to close the door behind him, and Braun runs so fast the door can't even close. He grabs that door, swings it open, just runs out there. Finally, he catches up with him, start fighting for a little while. They get out back to ringside. Strowman then at one point shoved Elias into the LED boards. Strowman grabs a huge he tried to put him through the announce table at one point, but Elias got out of that. He then grabs the big bass guitar and smashes it right over the back of Elias. Elias rolls under the piano. So Strowman says, you know what? I'm going to play the piano. And just goes ding, 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 ding. Just starts mashing the keys. Elias.
I love it.
Strowman then picks up the piano, kicks away the legs from underneath it, and just lets it fall on Elias and then pins him.
Yeah, it was quick. It was gimmicky. It was fun. It was funny.
It was very funny.
I was with it. With it.
Right. So then, where am I here? We then get Rhino versus Bray Wyatt. Match begins with Rhino mauling Wyatt. Oh, wait. My idea for Braun at Mania.
Yeah.
You put Braun in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. You want to make him look like the biggest, baddest MF forever? You have him eliminate everybody.
Here's the thing.
He gets every elimination.
My guy. I'm going to throw a name at you right now. Okay?
Okay.
Killian Dane.
He was in there last year. What was he, Final 3? With Mojo and Jinder?
He can be in it again this year.
He can.
Mm-hmm. I need it. I need him to win. Killian Dane versus Strowman at WrestleMania.
I can't say that. I was going to say, I don't know if they'd let an NXT guy win, but they technically did with Baron. Baron won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and they came to the main roster.
Are you an idiot?
A little bit.
Okay, cool.
A little bit. So I don't want to see Braun Elias at Mania. We've seen it for the past how many weeks now?
Yeah.
And there's still after tonight. There's still 4 more episodes of Raw to go. I believe it's only 4. Might be 5. They kept saying 5 weeks till Mania.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways.
Bray Wyatt,
Rhino. Match starts out. Rhino's mauling Wyatt in the corner. Wyatt then recovers and drops Rhino with a kick to the face. Wyatt mocks Slater before attacking Rhino with a bunch of strikes and nails Sister Abigail. 1, 2, 3. Then cuts a promo. He says final deletion and that the Great War is far from over. Matt Hardy then appears on the screen. Matt Hardy is backstage in the room that they've been like that just white, I guess, freaking, what would you call it? Like a freaking, looks like he's
room?
It's just a white room, like he's in heaven or something, because everything's all white and glowy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, he's in there and he starts cutting a promo and he says something about the ultimate deletion is upon us and I'm challenging you to come to the Hardy compound. And then they play a video that I assume was filmed this weekend from the Hardy compound. And the reason I think so is because they showed the gold boat and Matt tweeted a picture of the gold boat over the weekend. And we do get to see Vanguard 1.
Oh, God. I don't know.
I liked it. I mean, it was just like all the other Hardy videos he puts on his YouTube and his Twitter.
I don't know. It just, I told you, I'm not going to say what I texted you on stream. But it's just, are they making him woken Matt Hardy? They're making him derpy Matt Hardy. Like, what are they going for here? The dude just looks stupid.
What was it that you said he did? I missed it. What was it that you said he did?
It was when he announced, when he was first said this needs to be held at the Hardy compound. It's like, what the fuck was that shit in between?
You would think he was Goldust who had gotten electrocuted.
Like, he legitimately sounded like he was having a minor brain hemorrhage.
It was like back in the day when...
concerned.
It's like back in the day when Goldust would be talking, he'd be like, Booker T! Because remember when he got electrocuted by Evolution?
Yeah, but at least with that was fucking comical. Also,
right, yeah, I don't know. And then Matt awkwardly laughed at the end. Like, his laughs are usually okay, minutes. But this one was weird because he was like, yeah, like he was...
They just make him look stupid. He just looks stupid. And
so Bray's in the ring, and Bray's got this look on his face like, so this is where we're going? Okay.
I'd like to think that no one told him. I'm just gonna go ahead and ban guest student for trying to steal my fucking gimmick. Don't steal my shit, my guy. That's mine. I made it up.
Oh Lord.
I like the idea of Bray not being told, and Bray sees that and just goes, oh, cool, maybe it'll bring some fucking credibility back to my fucking character. But you did say this on Twitter, and I want to reiterate it here. How the fuck is this working out at Mania, my guy?
No, like, they're going to pay to sit and watch this on the big screen? It's going to be the damn, like I said last week, it's going to be the break when you go and you get your popcorn and your hot dog and fill up your soda or get your beer.
So what I think is that was the loudest pop that Woken Matt Hardy has gotten since the character debuted.
Tonight?
Yep.
When they start playing the compound footage.
Yep. So as soon as you said Hardy compound.
Right. And then it went straight into the footage.
Yes. That's his biggest fucking pop because that's what people want. They want, like, thank God we're going to get something that's actually something we want, not something that we're going to get bored of. Now, I know it's very heavily banned, and I'm sure at WrestleMania the security is going to be working 200%. If someone brings in a fucking beach ball, I might kill myself.
Apparently there's a beach ball in the crowd tonight.
Well, looks like I gotta see everyone later.
Huh?
I'm gonna kill myself. Oh, God, but let's continue on.
All right, so we then have Miz and the Miztourage come out for the Mizzy Awards, because last night was the Oscars.
Who's Oscar? Is he like an actual person?
I couldn't tell you. I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Who is the Oscars named after?
The Grouch.
Fuck.
That green guy in a garbage can. Oscar the Grouch. Fuck if I know.
Damn. That's what half the movies are anyway. Oh!
Anyways. Okay. So, I really didn't pay too much attention to this because the last time they did the Mizzies, it was boring as well. But they did some stuff where it was like, you know, we have awards we're going to give out, and da-da-da-da, and then he announces one award, and he's like, and the winner is Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, but they can't accept because I didn't invite them out here. And then he does another one, he's like, and the winner, Kurt Angle, but Kurt can't accept because I didn't invite him out here. And I'm like,
you know what's really fun to me? The idea of just like, yeah, I know we're all backstage together, we all probably get changed at the same locker room, but fuck you can't come.
That's like earlier with the whole Braun Elias thing when, you know, Elias and Braun had to pass each other in Gorilla before Elias came out to play that piano.
It's where just kayfabe goes away.
Anyways, so eventually Seth Rollins comes out wearing the fire pants again. He basically says, you know, I don't care about this. I just want an Intercontinental title match. And then Finn comes out. Finn comes out wearing all blue, join the Crips, and says that he wants the match at WrestleMania. And Miz says, well, you guys both beat me last night, but it was last week, but it was unfair because I had to take on both of you, and you guys only had to have one match. So how about we put it in our favor this week, and we have a handicap match, me and the Miz Taraj versus you two. So they make the match. Go to commercial, come back from commercial. It was an okay, I guess, 2-on-3 match. One point, Axel was in there, and he nailed Rollins with a rolling back neck breaker for a near fall. Axel then wrenches away on Rollins' arm for a little bit. Rollins got free and crushes him with a drop kick. Bo Dallas then tagged in and nailed Rollins with a few strikes before applying a chin lock. What? Why are you laughing?
Fuck it. I have taken over the world. Jesus Christ, I'm proud of myself. Oh, keep going.
I'm so confused. Anyway,
I think you know what I'm talking about, my guy.
I might. Anyways,
dude, fucking Anthony Juicy Rodriguez # we want my guy shirts. Fuck yeah. Let's go. We're getting that tonight.
All right. So, anyways, where was I? You got me all kinds of confused here. Bo Dallas was in. Okay. Anyways, so Bo was in with Seth. Seth finally gets out of the chinlock, tags in Balor. Balor hits the ring and cleans house. Balor nails Dallas with a series of running chops in the corner. Dallas escapes to the top rope, and Balor nails him with an enziguri. Miz then gets in and lures Balor out of the ring. The Miztourage then attacks him as we go to commercial break. A little later on in the match, Rollins is in and quickly attacks the Miz while clearing house of the opposing team. Rollins then hits Miz with a suplex into a Falcon Arrow, which I love that spot. Only gets a near fall, though, because it's not the finish. Rollins hits Miz with a side kick. Looked like he's going to go for the curb stomp, but he is then distracted by Bo Dallas. Rollins then connects with another side kick, and Axel breaks up the pin attempt. Rollins then takes out the Miztourage with a suicide dive over the top rope to the outside. Rollins knocks Miz out of the ring. Balor tags into the match, and they kind of start arguing for a second, Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. Balor then takes out the Miztourage with his own suicide dive. Balor gets back in and hits the Sling Blade shotgun drop kick to the Miz. Rollins tags himself in, nails the Miz with the curb stomp for the 3 count. A little dissension there between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, who have been teaming on the house show loop against the Bar over the last, 2 months.
Right.
You got your giggles out?
Yes, I'm good. I'm fine.
So after the match, Kurt Angle comes out, and he goes, well, I know who I'm facing at WrestleMania. Now it's time to tell the Miz. And he goes, Miz, you're not going to face Seth Rollins. And Miz, you're not going to face Finn Balor. Because, in fact, it's going to be
Popular.
It's going to be a triple threat match. And I'm like, okay, cool. And that's it. So then USA Network throws up the biggest botch of botch. And they go into their next show.
Yes.
That
Big E and
Tupac detective show. And then they quickly figure out, oh, we fucked up. There's still a Paul Heyman promo. So they go back to Raw. Well, they go to commercial and they come back to Raw. So this was weird. Heyman's out there to no reaction. Like this crowd had their mouths duct taped and their hands on under their asses. And
now I have thought of a possible reason for that, and I want to know what you think, but I'll let you go ahead and talk first.
Well, I mean, so this was not one of the better Heyman promos in my opinion. He kind of just went on and on and on.
Kind of like he always does, but
no, but more of just blah, 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 like a damn...
Kind of like Bray Wyatt filler.
No, it was more like you watch Snoopy, womp, 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 UFC, womp, 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 Universal, womp, womp, Roman, womp, 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 WrestleMania, like, you know what I'm saying?
A big word, big word,
Exactly.
big word. Okay, I got you. So it's exactly like a Bray Wyatt. I'm a god, man.
I guess. So basically, he's just like, basically says he's got the Universal title, which is not Brock's title, because you could tell that it's one that they just grabbed from the merch stand and only put one of Brock's side plates on. Didn't even think, okay, we need to change both side plates. Anyways.
Right.
So he's just like, I've got the title here. Brock let me take it and hold it this week. And he lays it down in the middle of the ring and he goes, eventually Brock Lesnar's going to leave, and he's going to go, and he's going to become the UFC heavyweight champion, and then he can come back here, and he can put both of that Universal title down next to the UFC heavyweight championship. And then I guess it looks like he's going to leave, and he comes back in, and he's like, and Roman Reigns, you can't hold a candle to me here in this ring on the microphone. And basically says, Roman, can you commit yourself to the title? Because when you're the champion, it's not about everything else. And it's not about you. It's about the championship. He says, can you differentiate from 1 a.m. the night before WrestleMania? If you were to get a phone call that said that your father was dying and he needed you, but you couldn't go because you had to defend that title the next day at WrestleMania, what decision would you make? And I'm like, what decision Brock Lesnar going to make if that came up to him? He wouldn't care. It's all about him. He don't care about the title in the WWE.
I think he'd go with his pop. Fuck, I'd go with my pop.
And so, freaking, he's just like, well, I don't even know. Basically, he just says the title is the everything. This title, if it doesn't, you don't win the championship. The championship chooses who's the champion. I'm like, what is this, a magic lamp? The genie going to come out? You going to rub it? And I'm like, what the hell is this crap? Like, it did and didn't make sense. He's like, this title will love you and want you to be with it and this and that. I'm like, okay. And so it looks like the show's about over. And it's already 12 minutes past the hour. And Roman all of a sudden shows up. We hadn't seen Roman. Basically, almost looked like Roman wasn't there, and he just all of a sudden pops up out of nowhere. So right before Roman came out, Heyman did say that Brock will be on Raw next week. So Roman comes out, and Roman gets right in Heyman's face, and he's just like, so you say that your boy Roman or Brock Lesnar is going to be here next week? He couldn't be here this week? He had to send you like a little bitch or something. Can't come face me face to face. Well, next week, you say he's going to be there. Well, make sure Brock ain't dressed for just some promo segment, but he's ready for me and a fight.
Hold on. Brock only wears those basketball shorts. I don't think he's ever worn anything else.
Well, they're not basketball shorts. They're MMA fighting shorts.
MMA fighting shorts, basketball shorts, swimming trunks. They're all the same. They're all the same. You alive?
Yeah, I thought you had more to say.
No, you just kind of stroked out there.
Oh, well, you were going on about the basketball fighting shorts. Anyways, so yeah, that's how Raw ends. And then we finally get the Biggie Tupac show.
It's a good show. I recommend it.
I started watching it a little bit. It was weird.
I mean, the Raw tonight, it happened.
It was just weird. The crowd didn't know how to react to certain things, and then them being just so dead for Heyman.
No, my theory is that they're legit pissed at Brock for not showing up, so they kind of silenced that crowd a bit.
I mean, he showed up on Saturday night in Chicago to take on Kane for 35 seconds.
For 35 seconds. Sahari Jangle, if you don't care about the shorts, why the fuck are you watching, my guy?
Anyway.
That's what we're here for. This isn't a Raw recap. This is a shorts podcast. We talk about all types of shorts here.
Shorts and shoes.
You fool. I don't know what you expected coming in here. Out of 10, what do you give this episode of Raw?
Maybe a 7 at the best, if I can even say 7.
I go 6.5.
So I mean, it was weird. It was a weird show, and I think it had to do with that crowd. I don't know if they just, because it was snowing outside, so they were just like, "Fuck, we're finally in the warmth. I don't want to leave." Because like they kept showing shots from outside, and it was like just snowing like crazy.
Oh yeah. So what would you guys rate tonight's Raw out of 10? While you guys think about what your rating is, remember to follow me on Twitter at PWU_Armstrong. You can follow us on Twitter at PWUnlimited, Facebook at Facebook.com/ProWrestlingULTD, and Right Queer on YouTube.
Wait, what?
Yeah, here on YouTube.
Yikes.
Listen, my guy.
Yikes.
Speaking of my guy, I'm going to go ahead and spam the chat here while Tim does his thing.
All right, so you can find me on Twitter at TimmyBuddy. And remember, we also have our Discord if you just want to be with other people that talk wrestling. And
You want to throw the link in there at some point while I spam?
if I can find it. And finally,
It'll be in the Twitter.
well, I'll put it in the description. And yeah, anyways, you can also find us on Instagram. Just search Pro Wrestling Unlimited. And once again, go head over to Fightful.com. Go follow all those guys as well. Sean Ross Sapp, Jimmy Van, at Fightful Online on Twitter. Because, hey, one of the best places to go if you want to get pro wrestling news that's very, very current and up to date.
And if you guys want to know where we get a lot of our news from, go check it out there.
Yeah, so
But don't report it before we do. It's our fucking job. We need this for money. Please don't. Please.
All right, so
with that, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. What?
Go.
I was gonna promo something.
Richard Hoffman wants some My Guy shorts.
Oh fuck! Can we make shorts?
I don't know. Fuck it. Put them on some Vans. Anyways,
that's a good one. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna go ahead and keep spamming this. You know, if you want the shirt, it'll come out. But please buy it. Talk to you guys later.
Have a good night, guys.